Oh my god. I'm alive ahead of time.
Oh my god.
This is crazy. Hello. We're 5 minutes early, and that's possibly because I don't know how to use my streaming software properly. Hello, Eleanor. Hello, Charles. Hello, everyone. Nancy, hello. Greetings from Washington State. Greetings from London. Hey, Tommy. How are you? Good to see you. Jeremiah. They go there. IG. It's always a bit of a jarring experience going live, don't you think? Because suddenly you're like talking to many people, but you're also very alone in the room. Because I had to turn off the music because it's a Friday night here. Hello, everyone. Cheers from me to you, from London to wherever you are in the world. How are we all doing tonight? Please let me know. I want to hear. Yeah, Tom. Hitting the go live button always takes my anxiety to 100. It's because you sort of freeze up in the first 5-10 minutes and you have no idea what to speak about. In the past, I've written myself a list of topics to be like, if there's any dead air, what do I talk about? Luckily, I never get to get onto them because I'm usually inundated with questions, which is very good. Spinner, hello. Jeremiah, what's up? Mariam, hello. Birch in the Woods, hello. I'm sorry for all the names I cannot pronounce. What's the last time you feel stress? I'm lucky enough to be able to say that I'm a usually pretty stress-free, sort of reasonably chilled guy. But YouTube does test that somewhat sometimes. I've found it recently because you'll know this if you're a YouTuber, and many of you are ASMRtists in the chat. You will know that it's very easy sometimes to get into the trap of obsessing over numbers and, view counts and sub counts and whatever. And it's certainly been a bit of a few days of being distracted by that for me. Because you just get into loops, these spirals where you just refresh. And it's just a habit more than anything else, It's sometimes not that fun. But anyway, why am I complaining? It's a Friday night. This is a happy, chill, fun time stream, or whatever I called it. Okay, people in the chat. Redbird Russells, what's up? Sage the Mage, hello. Chris, Clara, Sleeping Artist, Eleanor Phillips. How are you feeling about Christmas? Have you started any shopping / decorating? Christmas for me starts as soon as people start releasing Christmas albums. To the chagrin of most of my friends, I absolutely adore Christmas music. I know that I'm likely to be one of the few in this chat who do. But I do, I really do. I haven't really started thinking about presents or anything like that. It's obviously been the most bizarre year. And Christmas has just sort of crept up. So not really sure what to do about that one. Can I just confirm, is my audio okay and everything? I've just sort of jumped right into this. Is everything as it should be? Can everyone presumably hear me and stuff? Okay. I'm gonna have to caution that apologise in advance if I miss your questions, because the chat, I'm sure, will probably move faster than my eyes can. And I'm sorry if I can't say hello to you. Jeremiah, Roger on the numbers game, rather. Crispy Tingles, I love your content. I love yours too, Crispy Tingles. I checked you out the other day. Great stuff. ASMR Jeremiah, did you crushing it this past few months? Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Okay, where are we? Hello, Erica. Angry Bandit. Hello, my lovely friend. Audio is perfect. Okay, this is really, really good news. Camilla, you should totally do a creepy Santa roleplay. I'm wary. I don't necessarily want to alienate people over Christmas with a creepy roleplay. Some people are amazing at creepy roleplays. They're cut out for it. I don't think that I'm one of these people. I'm not like a horror / thriller / creepy content type. Anyway. Okay. Jess, hello. Nancy, you look and sound great. This is what we're going for. Thank you, Nancy. Siad, hi, King. Howdy. Haley, hello, Alice. What's around your neck? I'm going to have to apologise to the people that already know this answer. This is called a ponamu, and it is a New Zealand greenstone, New Zealand jade, and I wear it as a reminder of home. My mother gave it to me when I left the country, which is about 6 years ago now. Angry Bandit, please never do a Santa roleplay. Well, now I'm tempted to. Catherine, will we ever find out who shot the really nice guy on the train? I don't want to write myself into too many corners here, so I would say probably not, but who knows? Okay, Jess, isn't this fun? It is fun, and please only stay for as long as you can. It's all good. It's been amazing to see you here anyway. Okay, any tips for creating an ASMR channel? Love from London, bro. Love from London to you. Any tips? I, for whatever reason, still feel reasonably new at this, so take any tips for what they're worth, but turn your phone on, get your little camera mic from your headphones, and start making videos. And you'll quickly work out what you need to do to improve. You know, like people have big setups, but they didn't happen overnight. They bought a microphone, like a Blue Yeti, and then they go, oh, okay, I need a light, and then they'd buy a light, and then a couple of months later, oh, I need a new camera, etc. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to buy loads and loads of things up front. Just buy one thing at a time. Create videos is the most important part. Doesn't matter about the initial investment. Just make videos. Okay, where are we? Hello, everyone. Sunshine La Peep, hello. What would you recommend to someone who wants to get into graphic design? YouTube tutorials. Watch YouTube tutorials and find, basically, create stuff that you want to make. And it could be anything. Let's say it's a Christmas card, considering we're coming up to Christmas. And with this Christmas card, find out how to make the thing that you want to make through Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, whatever, and make it. I would recommend that 100 times over before going to graphic design school or whatever. Just, follow your passions. You're so wise. Thank you, CC. I also think so. Okay, let's go. I didn't know you until a couple of days ago, but I'm already talking to you about a lot of people and ASMRtists in their video comment section. You're a genius. Thank you, Mike Lizard. That is incredibly kind. You are a legend. Another trigger game video. When? That was the longest video to make, so I'm going to need to have a bit of a nap before tackling that one again. Hello, everyone who's just joined the stream. I actually started 5 minutes early, so we've been going for ages already. But welcome. Okay. And I can apologise if I don't say hello in the chat. I'm likely unable to keep up with it, which is a lovely position to be in, I guess. Step 1, look like Atlas. Step 2, success. Very kind, but I'm hopefully sure there's more than that. How long does it take you to write a script for a video? It's like seeing a movie every time. It must take a lot of work. It sort of depends, to be honest, rather ironically and rather slightly annoyingly. Man on Train didn't take much time at all because I didn't write it. I just sort of freestyled and then put a background on it. Or, well, that's oversimplifying it, but, did the post-production work and then released it. You were definitely ominous in your train video. You were amazing. I left it because your voice is ASMR. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, Tommy. What's in the glass? It is, and I hate to disappoint everyone with my rather cheap taste, but it's Budweiser. Okay, where are we? Tuk 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 tuk. Favorite Christmas song? I rather like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. i.e. the Christmas song. But I could name loads. Rachel's there. Hello. Crinkle Love and ASMR, everyone, is in the house. Wow, I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes. Like, where is Ollie's voice coming from? Your dreams. Okay. I should not do really loud sniffs on the microphone. See, don't ask me for ASMR advice. I have no idea. I'm just clicking and sniffling. Back for another Atlas vid. Yeah, this one's rather informal compared to my last. Apologies for not wearing a suit. Last video was wonderful. Thanks. Hi from Brazil. Hi from London. Ollie is in all of our heads. Yeah, he's unfortunately in mine. Felix, I'm a designer. This stream shall keep me company while I do big, boring typesetting projects. You've done a great job on all the design aspects of your channel too. Good work. Thank you, Felix. Good luck with whatever project you're doing. Let us know how it goes throughout the stream. Burping ASMR. Okay. Angry Bandit, I'm off to play games. All the best, man. All the best, Angry Bandit. Live your best life. Whack Boy, love the train and the video game vids. Thank you, Whack Boy. I've seen you in the comments. Thank you for always leaving a comment. It really helps when people do that. And I love reading them. You have beautiful eyes. Do I? I don't think they can even be really seen, but thank you. Coke dealer roleplay, just do a bunch of loud sniffing. That would go down an absolute treat in London. Do you do something with movies or video editing, or how did you get that good? It's maybe a rather unsatisfying answer to say no, not really. I do graphic design and photography, which, you know, presents crossover there in terms of skills. Oh no, you forgot your protein shake. I'm so sorry, Rachel. Please go find it. Enjoyed the quotes from the Traviata in the last vid. Do you get involved with opera performance much? Yes, it might surprise you, or rather not, to learn that I have been in the Traviata before, which is why I know the words. I didn't just swat it up for the last video. Are you aware how much your beautiful work connects with the LGBT community? Your work is so inclusive with a queer sensibility. Thank you. To be honest, no. And that's really lovely to hear. Thank you for saying so. That's great. I mean, I want my stuff to be really inclusive and for everyone to find something in what I do. So, great. Thanks. Are you going to do a non-ASMR short story video? Not that your content isn't awesome. I'd just like to see what you can do when not constricted to ASMR. I'd love to one day do a non-ASMR channel. I do love doing ASMR, but I, would happily start a second channel and try different things. I'm new to making content, and why restrict yourself to one thing, really? I think it would be a mistake to do non-ASMR on this channel, because you guys are here for the ASMR, realistically. Don't know. Thinking about it. Whisper Audios, hello. Good to see you. What's your favourite film? It's really hard to say. I hate this question. Thank you for asking it. I think I probably said, I can't remember what I said in my Q&A. A film that I'm going through a real phase of at the moment, and this isn't a particularly highbrow answer, is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So good. I've seen it like 5 times. I'm going through a real phase of that. I've always been like a style over substance type, even though I like the substance too. I just like a really sort of visually interesting film. Okay, where are we? Oh. I want to know Ollie's moon sign. Rachel, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Atlas acts as a filmmaker and sings. I would argue that I'm not many of these things, really. But I have been known to sing, yes. Whack Boy, do you watch Phoenician Sailor? Your channel's a cinema in the aspect of great quality. Thank you. And yes, I do. I've said many times that I would love to collab with Phoenician Sailor, and I've spoken to Scott a few times. And yeah, really, really respect him as a content creator. Moon sign, is that a star sign? I'm an Aquarius, yeah. What's your favourite colour? Mine's purple. I think probably mine's green. Man on the Train Part 2. Side-eye emoji. Where are we? Into the Spider-Verse is the highest brow. I agree. Ollie, what are your thoughts on the theory behind someone commented on the man... Wait. On the theory someone commented about on the man on the train, where the man is in fact comforting a child who has been left alone. This is very interesting, and I've loved... it really surprised me, but I loved how Man on a Train just gave birth to all of these theories about Grant's backstory, about why he was on the train, about who he was talking to, etc. And obviously, I don't want to cast the viewer in too specific a role, because I want everyone to be able to relate to it. And therefore, I won't specify if Grant was talking to a child, or if Grant was talking to a boy or a girl, or what sort of person. But it's really cool that people thought that, Grant was talking to a little kid, because it makes sense of the storybook, and it makes sense that you might be sort of talking kindly to this person and sort of Grant sharing his last moments with someone and the things that he loved. So, I don't know. There are all sorts of levels of poignancy that people have derived from that video that are, different slightly from the original vision, but very, very cool. Whispering Joe, well, hello. Beautiful stranger. Okay, where are we? Whisper Audios. I've never seen Into the Spider-Verse. See it immediately, please. Can you please do a video with 8D audio? I'm not sure I know what 8D audio is. Is it like... Yeah, sorry. Is that like sort of 3D audio and sort of surround sound? Okay. Where are we? God, I miss Grant, says Creative Calm ASMR. Grant lives in here for all of us. He lives on. Don't worry. 0 Daisy Holmes, Man on a Train was very moving. Excellent. Thank you very much. It's done reasonably well, which is bizarre. Well, not bizarre. It's very cool, and I'm very grateful. But it's been interesting to see it do so well in the past 3 days or whatever. Okay. Hello, Alpha. Hello, Sufox. Where are we? Whack Boy. All of these new people in the chat. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Priscilla, I'm sort of new in your channel, so I want to ask you the obvious question. What made or why did you decide to make an ASMR channel? Just on a whim, because I thought it'd be fun. Okay. Beach Whispers, hello. Never caught one of your streams before. Hope you're having a good one. I'm having a remarkably good one. All the better for talking to you lovely people. Cheers. Are you well? I hope you're really, really well. Okay. What are you drinking? Beer. I'm drinking Budweiser. Ryan Hart. Yo, what's up, Atlas? What's up? Can you do a video? Is that just where you go in a microphone? As you might have seen, if you've seen some of my videos, I try and incorporate triggers and sort of personal attention tropes and sort of, service-y sort of roleplay things into the videos. But I will never probably just do a straight trigger video, because it's more interesting for me having a making theatre, making soft, quiet theatre, let's call it. What's the difference between ASMR, Atlas ASMR, and Charlie Chaplin? Atlas ASMR's in colour, generally. And also, I feel far too flattered to be compared to Charlie Chaplin. That's ridiculous. He's an absolute legend, and Atlas ASMR exists on the internet. You'd love to do a painting of me. That sounds far too grand for little me, but if you felt particularly compelled, that's, go hard. And thank you. Rachel, when you're done streaming, will you tell me if my thumbnail is a piece of shit? Yes, I will, and I'll help you fix it if you'd like. Okay, the candle in the back is cute. What does it smell of? It smells of vanilla. Loved the 1890 Gentleman video. Thanks, Ivan. Whispering Joe did buy that candle, actually. Shout out to Whispering Joe. He has fantastic taste in candles. Atlas, are you a New Zealander? I am. I am a New Zealander. Oh God, it feels like a fictional character coming to life. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Also, when you look at your face, as I am now, in this screen, you don't look real. You don't look like yourself. I still haven't become entirely comfortable with seeing myself on camera. Is that something you get used to? I've become more comfortable with my own voice. What is your favourite beer? There's one called Big Wave, which is made with like Hawaiian water, which is a sort of golden ale that I really, really like. When did you make ASMR Atlas? Asks Miriam. I started 9 months ago, so I started my channel this year. You got scalp tingles, Jesse, from my voice. That's the goal. Thank you. Please keep making theatre. The world needs it right now. I miss the industry terribly. So do I, Beach Whispers. So do I. I work in the theatre industry in London, and it is desperately sad not having the industry at its full power and glory. I need it back. Oh no, he cursed. Yes. It has come as some surprise to my friends that I'm a soft-spoken, whispery type online, because in reality I'm quite a foul-mouthed, loud, chaotic type. So, apologies if I do swear sometimes. What's on your socks? Asked Catherine. Sugar Plum Fairy, Christmas socks. Good. If you are a New Zealander, how often do you get to do the haka? Asks Spud. Well, not particularly often. Back home, you would do it at a funeral sometimes, or at a wedding sometimes. But in London, very few opportunities to. And in fact, I wouldn't want to, because I'm careful to be, pardon me, responsible with, Maori traditions. Bemzo, how'd you get 19k in 9 months? I don't know. YouTube is a weird and wonderful and unpredictable place. Dude, your voice is incredible. Thank you. Any hints on the inspiration of your next project? I cannot give any hints. What's the fun in that? I do, in fact, know what I'm doing for the next project. I don't know if it will work. Typically, the stuff that I do always tries to test myself as a creator in some way, or rather as like a designer or photo video person in some way. So I'm yet to work out. I'm going to go to my filming spot tomorrow and do some tests. But yeah, I'm excited for it. What kind of haircut is that, mate? Not a good one. This is a have just gone for a run and have really greasy hair. It's also lockdown, so my hair's cut by my flatmate. You are a Kiwi. Now I know why you made the What We Do in the Shadow Vampire satire ASMR. It was one of the best Halloween ASMR this year, in my opinion. Thanks, Priscilla. That's really good to hear. You were the person that made me realise I like theatre more than a lot of other things. That is very, very, very cool. I'm glad to have done that somehow. Any thoughts on bringing traditional or non-traditional theatre to ASMR collabs in the future. Yeah, totally. I've been in touch with publishing houses before to see if I could do ASMR performances of their shows, because I think that there are so many that would lend themselves so well. But no dice just yet. There's a lot of licensing hoops to jump through for theatre. Could you do a Knives Out video? Yeah, I'd love to do a murder mystery or a sort of like, you know, Orient Express or something like that. Actually, I've just done a train. But yeah, a murder mystery would be great. A whodunit. Is it too early to put the Christmas tree up? Yes, it bloody is. Your respect towards Māori traditions is a very reassuring fact to share. Thank you. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a part of my culture, and so is respect for the indigenous people, which is, you know, I think New Zealand doesn't always succeed, but tries to do that quite well. Inarticulate Design are doing a Sex and the City collab. Rachel. Shh. Alright. See you, Jess. Good to see you. Sharon, how long does it take you to make your videos on average, like the hotel one? I don't know. The hotel one took me ages. Typically, and the people who are unfortunate enough to talk to me in the community regularly, like Crinkle Lovin', like Creative Calm, etc., know that most of the time is me just pulling my hair out about a concept. Your hair looks gorgeous. Thanks, Joe. Lovely to hear that. Your flatmate is gorgeous. Hey. Yes, so that's the main where the time goes, mainly into beating myself up about things. But then I finally release them. It's about a week. Usually I do a week for a video, and then I take a few days off to sort of recuperate because of the many nights, sort of long nights I spend editing these things. But luckily, I didn't have to do that for Men on Train, because it was just one take and no script. Can you speak with different accents? Those who have seen my videos will probably be able to attest to the fact that no, I cannot. In my videos, I've tried a sort of American, Pan-American, not quite sure what accent I chose for Sleep City. I did, obviously, a sort of posh South English accent for Man on Train, as well as Grand Atlas. And I did a sort of slightly Germanic meets Romanian for Housemaid Vaunted. Where are we? I'm missing so many comments. I'm so sorry. You love The Gentleman, Aubrey. Thank you. I like The Gentleman too. Chug that beer, says Joshua. No, I did not respond to peer pressure, Joshua. But I will drink a little bit of it, just, you know, because you sound like a nice guy. Yeah. What do you love most about New Zealand, and what do you hate most about it? It's very easy for me, considering I've been away for such a long time, to view New Zealand through very rose-tinted goggles. I think what I love about New Zealand are the beaches and the countryside, and the fact that it's so bright. You know, London so it can get so dim and damp and grey. But you get off the plane to New Zealand, and it's suddenly, and everything's suddenly in Technicolor. You know, it's just such an amazing place. But what I don't like about it, it's just, you know, if you spend a second in a slightly more cosmopolitan area, like Auckland, or slightly more cosmopolitan area like London or New York, New Zealand becomes a bit quiet when you go back. I love it, but at the moment, in this place and time, I'm addicted to the energy of London, you know, the pace of it. Everyone's retracting their messages. What's going on? Where are we? We need video game ASMR too. At some point, I would love to. If enough people want to see it, I'll expand it to have more fighters, you know, more ASMRtists in as playable characters. That would be great. You have the best Wes Anderson inspired video. I wish there was more Wes Anderson ASMR. I think Wes Anderson's such a natural fit for ASMR. It's just so visually interesting and kooky, and got so many lovely voiceovers and so many opportunities to do really sort of nice, slightly heightened theatrical things. Cece, where's your jumper, young man? It's cold. I was wearing this rather delightful hoodie before, but I took it off for whatever reason, because I'm sort of devil may care like that, you know, fast and loose. Have you ever been to Manchester? No. Just wanted to say that I love your content and accent. Thanks, Freddie. What a perfect time for a stream. Indeed. This is mainly so I can just, you know, spend my Friday night with a beer with people. Because we're locked down. You need all the opportunities you can get. So thank you, guys, for keeping me company on my Friday night. Have you ever been to the US? Yeah, many times. But unfortunately, not many places in the US. I've just been to New York a lot because of what I do means that sometimes you need to go to New York. And I've been to LA, but no other places. Do you miss the warm New Zealand climate? It's so cold in England compared to New Zealand. Yeah, I do. Particularly at times like now. What artists would you say have influenced you the most at your core? That is something like that. I think requires a little more of a considered answer than I might be able to give. Because visual, musical, literature, whatever inspires you, I know I would kick myself later if I gave a not particularly thought out answer to that one. But I'll ponder it and get back to you. Was the train video intentionally video gamey? If so, what role does that influence play in your work? I think it was really cool that and completely unexpected that many people commented on the train video saying that this looks like a video game. And on reflection, I can sort of see why. And that wasn't intentional, no. But I guess my my sort of visual sort of aesthetic sensibility and my own sort of look is creating something sort of photographically rich but made up out of fake elements effectively, because you know what I'm doing is like any other ASMR artist, filming in front of a green screen, but my compositing eye is such that I, you know, just somehow sometimes make them look a certain way. And I wouldn't have called it video gamey before 1890 Man on Train, but I can sort of see what people are talking about. That's not a great answer, but hey ho. Any chance you could do an ASMR Photoshop tutorial video? I would love to. I don't think anyone would watch it, but I would love to, for me. Are you a half full or half empty person? I'm a half full person. I'm like optimistic to a fault. Do you think Joker is cinema? As in the movie The Joker? Yeah. Cece, what's the thing on your sofa? Black looking thing. iPad or a book? I have an iPad and a book on my sofa, but that we're looking at over there is an iPad. What do you think of travelling when lockdown's over? I'm pro travelling when lockdown's over. Okay. Love your content all the way from Bangladesh, a country in Southeast Asia. Love your comment all the way from London. You have one of the most relaxing voices I've heard in the ASMR community to date. Thank you, Oreo Milkshake. That is very, very lovely to hear. I, of course, like many people, hate the sound of their own voice, and I'm constantly surprised when people say this. Okay. You are the most underrated ASMR artist on earth. I take the compliment, but I know many, many ASMR artists who have fewer subscribers than me, who I listen to incredibly regularly. Sign ASMR and ASMR Jeremiah are two of these people. ASMR Jeremiah is one of my most listened to ASMR artists, and I highly recommend, if you haven't checked him out, please do so. Sign ASMR too. You remind me of Mark Strong. Now that's a compliment. You may, if you've seen the Gentleman video, you may have connected that my character, Alfie Strong, is partially modelled off Mark Strong. May I say that your last video was the best I've ever watched. God, far too kind, Revenge Gaming, far too kind. Thank you so much. Hardest video you've ever made. I wouldn't say that any of them have been hard, but they've certainly been time consuming. And I would think that the recent video game was the most time consuming to make. Loud sniff. I think more beer is needed. Yeah. Good call. These answers are far too coherent. We'll stop the stream when I start slurring. I'm such a responsible streamer. Okay. Where are we? I love your very creative videos. I'd like to say that you're one of the best people I listen to. Thank you, Pan Art. Laurel Nelson. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Say them again. Would you ever consider making your own merch? Okay, so Tammy the Kawaii Games. Very interesting question. And this is something that I want to ask the stream. Please give me your thoughts and opinions. I have unlocked the ability to have merch because of a certain number of subscribers. And in fact, I do have Atlas merch. If you go onto my merch page, it is currently all black stuff with my logo on it. And I know full well that realistically we can be much more creative than that and actually create things that people might want to wear. Which is a troubling thought, but entirely possible. I know that for the Gentleman, for instance, there are many merch ideas swirling around my brain. I know that my friends would just wear a t-shirt of me screaming, Casina, my horrible Cockney accent. And I'm sure there are many, many, many other merch opportunities. And I want to know if you guys have any stellar ideas. Lay them on me. You remind me of Cat Bailey ASMR. Thank you. Cat Bailey is a new friend, I'll say. And yeah, I've listened to him. I've watched many of his videos. He is a fantastic ASMR artist. Highly recommend Cat as well. Are your videos more of a passion project type of thing? I mean, yeah, I think for any ASMR artist, the videos are a passion type project. Unless you are lucky enough, or I don't know if it's a lucky thing, but if you've chosen to make it into your career, then I guess it's a work type thing. But my videos will always be a passion project type of thing. You're a sick ASMR artist and you're going to blow up, bro. Thanks, Killer Doom. Great name. Just finished reading South of the Border, West of the Sun because of your recommendation. Yes, very good book. Can I submit some merch designs? Kid Voodoo, I would be honoured. Absolutely honoured. I thought that your cartoon sketch of Drake and Jenny was awesome. You should hit up Kid Voodoo. Yeah, I've seen Kid Voodoo stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Kid Voodoo. Let's chat. Just a hoodie with Grant on it, please. This is Grant with a massive. Just can we do the person shooting Grant and Grant just falling backwards through a. The thing I like about Man on Train is the idea that Grant's literally just been shot in the corridor and then goes to sit down in the quiet carriage with a random. I just always found that a really fun idea. Tammy, me you'd love to do some sketch ideas. Please, Tammy. I'm all eyes and all ears. Hyper should do every month a release of one of the characters you do cartoons. Yeah, I mean, the part of my brain that's wanting to temper this slightly is the part of me that has that refuses to acknowledge that he has created characters that people might want to sketch. It's mental, but yeah, I guess gonna roll with it. Jeremiah and Atlas in the same place. If I could be in the same place as Jeremiah at all points in time, I'd be a happy man. Have you ever got recognised in public for your YouTube videos? No, and I hope to never be. Grand Atlas Hotel merch would be amazing. Yes, but what's it going to be? An aggressively pink t-shirt with multiple versions of me. Grant is a legend / was. Why would you make me cry during this stream, Lucy? Okay. Props on the meta part of that video. I think, to be honest, I need to stop being so meta in the videos. Bubbly, 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 bubbly. OnlyFans account? No. Sign. Hello, Sign ASMR. Wait, is Grant not to Grand Atlas Hotel? No. Katie ASMR asked me this the other day. No, the guy in the Grand Atlas Hotel is called Atlas. Grant is no. There is a recurring noticeable theme in my videos of people randomly being killed off by gunshot. But no, Atlas who was shot and Grant who was shot are different people. God, being shot in an ASMR video seems decidedly un-ASMR. Where are we? Okay. Have you thought to work on the radio? No, I haven't. No, going into broadcasting is for people with far more chat than I have. I can barely muster a 2-hour stream. Drink up, boy. Hey, stop trying to get me drunk. How long did it take for you to create your man on a train video? Like, very little time compared to my other videos. Which is why I'm slightly bemused that it's doing well. Revenge Gaming. Thank you for the donation. That's really, really kind. I'm with you on sparkling water, by the way, so glad to be here at the start of your journey and can't wait for the future. Thank you. Appreciate you. While filming, who did you imagine Grant would have been talking to? To be honest, I can't actually remember. But as I say, I try and make this person quite generic. My hair does look bloody atrocious. Pink short where Atlas is the Hercules from the Disney cartoon, just standing and smiling. Yeah. Love the cinematography on my vids. Anyway, you'd do an interview, or I could ask a couple of questions. I try and respond to as many questions as possible, so always feel free to comment on the videos or drop me a message, and I always try and get to as many people as I can. When are you going to post the next Unlimited? So, I've got all of Unlimited planned out, but I want to give each video as much sort of chance as they can to be seen and absorbed, and I want to start new universes before doing sequels. People have been asking for a Gentleman sequel forever, and then Sleep City sequel, and then various other sequels. And I think, why not establish some stories, get the threads going, and then pull them. Atlas booty shorts. I'd wear those. Hey bro, I just secured a Fortune 500 internship. Casey Brock. Can everyone in the chat do a little round of applause for Casey Brock? Well done, mate. What's the average time spent on making a video? Hard to say. They've all taken a different amount of time. But let's say one day filming, 1 day writing, 4 days panicking, and then like 3-4 days intense editing. What suit are you going to wear to celebrate 200k subs? A black funeral suit. You'd like to see my take on Jim Chi style gunshots? Yeah, I mean, I want to mimic everything that Jim does. Jim is my idol. Okay, I know, I found that part of the video more worrying when I saw the fabric with blood. And I ended up having a dream of Arthur/Joker trying to play Russian roulette with me, and then he ended up losing. Yeah, see, as I say, the videos are relaxing. Fine, at this point he can start planning for 50k. No, God. I'm genuinely terrified of well, I don't want to, how do I phrase this? It's a new thing, this. The fact that there are 183 viewers here watching me drink beer is always going to be mental. Liam, everyone. Tippy tappy, ASMR. Can we get some snaps? Some finger flutters for tippy tappy. Thank you, my dear friend. It's good to see you. 20k, don't get excited. I'm not, as you know. What kind of nightlight is that? That one. Which way does this camera go? That one. It's a David Bowie inspired lightning bolt that I had custom designed in neon when I moved to Brixton in London, which is, was it where he was born? Yeah, it's where he was born. Have you ever considered doing a Ghost of Tsushima type ASMR? It's a very well made game. I think I'm possibly at risk of cultural misappropriation there if I was to do that. But I haven't actually played it, so I can't say. Okay. Totally enchanted. Thank you for being fantabulous. Super, Mr. Atlas ASMR. Thank you, Nicholas Johnson. Super Mr. Atlas ASMR I quite like. Bowie is the best. I completely agree. Tell us about the necklace. Unfortunately, I rather feel like I've said it a couple of times in the stream already, but I do go into it in one of my Q&As. So, in short, it's a greenstone from New Zealand called a Pounamu. Would you consider doing a UFC 4 gameplay if you're into MMA? I've watched plenty of MMA. I wouldn't say I'm like a MMA super fan, and so probably not. I probably won't do a fighting ASMR in the near future. I've sort of maybe a boxing sort of getting you ready for your boxing match sort of thing, but don't know. I'll talk to Articulate Design about that one. What's your favourite ASMR trigger? Soft-spoken voice or whispered voice, but typically male voice. I very rarely get tingles from anything else. I've never got tingles from, like, any other triggers that aren't voice. Kid Voodoo, thank you so much for the donation. Tip for the bartender, which I suppose is you. Love you. Thank you. They think her ASMR. Thank you too for the donation. Thanks for a nice chill afternoon/evening. I'm always amazed at how you outdo yourself every video. Fantastic. Legend. Cheers. Okay. Starling, where's the alcohol? Starling, come on. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a celebrity in the house. Well, another celebrity. We already have plenty in the house. Starling ASMR. Thanks for saying hello, my love. Okay. Where are we? Clue-inspired ASMR, maybe. seems in the aesthetic range. It does. I mean, keep the ideas coming. Keep the ideas coming. There are so many things that I want to do, and I have lists on lists of ideas and things that are going to be awesome. But I've worked out recently with Man on Train, in that it's sort of thrown me a bit of a curveball in a sense, because it took so little time, and I want to see if I can simplify down my workflow a little bit. Who knows? There's a sweet spot there that I want to find. My eyes look so tired. Is everyone having a fantastic day or evening, wherever you are? By the way, I want to know. Please let me know in the chat. Do you like Queen as well as Bowie? Yes, I was raised on Queen. My dad was a big Queen fan. I love Queen. I think Queen, in terms of sort of rock of that age, is likely my favourite. Don't Stop Me Now, I just hailed for years as the greatest banger that I'd ever heard. Okay, where are we? Atlas the Lad. How did you do Man on the Train? Says Schultzy. That's simple, Schultzy. I sat on a chair with a green screen and a suit with a paper. I did this and chatted shite for half an hour. Also, guys, maybe it's just me who absolutely loves this, but this is an actual paper from January 11, 1890. Like, it's so cool. The writing is so tiny. The language is impossibly brilliant. Just the way that the way that they spoke, the way that they wrote, rather, is fascinating. I love that I've got this now. Okay, I've missed a bunch of stuff. First time seeing an ASMR live stream, loving it. Love you too. He clicked in a very ASMR way. How about you doing ASMR video game battle? I feel like I've done one of those recently. That paper was amazing. Yes, agreed. You ever thought of posting videos which may not be ASMR, possibly on a second channel? Yeah, so I sort of answered that earlier, Corn. I intend at some point on making a second channel, and it will likely be around digital creativity, Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere Pro, photography, how to make videos, how to make photos, how to make graphic design, posters, whatever. And I want to start thinking about that in the new year. I won't stop the ASMR because I love the ASMR too much. But I want to, explore loads of things. Creative, you're just getting your finger oils all over it. Yes, no, I know. I know that this, I spent so much time rustling it in the video that it is quite torn to shreds. But that's okay. As Grant would say, it's all part of the memory. Say 11 again. As a Kiwi would say 11. Kanu, have I actually read the paper? Some of it. It's quite dense. But yeah, I mean, I read the paper during the video. Like, that's plain. Like, that's what inspired most of what I said. Like, the things about the rowing and the Shakespeare and Gilbert and Sullivan gondoliers. Like, that was just all in the paper. No freestyling necessary. Newspaper sounds are so weirdly satisfying and relaxing. I completely agree, Starling. I find it more so with this because actual newspaper stock these days is really, really light and really quite like crinkly and very quite like makes quite an abrasive sound. Whereas this is much more just like holding a ream of paper. And it is nice, yes, it's nice. Very nice. Can you spoil something you recorded? Are you planning? Or give us a hint? No, sorry. I am reluctant to give too many hints as to my upcoming videos in case they don't get made or I decide not to release them. I don't want to overpromise things. I have thrown away videos in the past. Gotta go. Thanks, Kid Voodoo, for sticking around. Gentleman ASMR that you did was so good and relaxing. Thank you. It was entirely due to the people in it, like Tippy Tappy ASMR and Sign ASMR, and if you're still on the chat, Relaxing Male ASMR, and who's likely asleep, Articulate Design ASMR, and Jeremiah ASMR, and Jimchi ASMR. Did I forget anyone? Fuck, I hope not. Oh, sorry, cursing. Oh, yes, Muzz. Muzz, obviously Muzz. It's the greatest. Okay. Would you want to share your graphic design work? To be honest, creative biology, it's a fair enough question, but unlikely at this stage. I don't mind keeping my two worlds separate a little bit. For all your videos, Atlas, which one would you most likely do a sequel to? The Gentleman. You should collab with Phoenician Sailor. I think that's what his name is. Yes, I should. Buy an iPad, save 1,000 trees. Retracted. I'm so sorry to have read that out loud. He has to at least have a couple of weeks of doubting the ideas, guys. God, she's too right. She's far too right. You genuinely have one of the most tingly voices and concepts. It's good to hear because you never know if your own voice is tingly, you know? Like, I don't get tingles from my own voice. I feel like that would be weird. Articulate Design, Alex Myers, Phoenician Solo collab where? When? Me and Matt and Muzz and Scott. It's just too much man for a collab, you know? Like Muzz and Matt and Scott. Oh. I don't know if anyone's ready. I don't know if you can handle it. I think eject me from the collab and just do those two. I'd watch the hell out of that. Love your videos, by the way. You're awesome, The Gentleman. Thanks. That's really nice to hear. Creative Calm, I just got into your content. Really well done. Revenge gaming. I completely agree. I think if anyone here hasn't checked out Creative Calm, and I don't know who wouldn't have because she's an absolute celebrity, please leave this stream immediately and go watch Lucy. What are you doing here? In fairness, many of you probably came from Lucy. But go back. Get out of the stream. Did you take drama in high school? No. I didn't go to a school that taught drama. I went to a proper hard knocks traditional grammar school. We did English and maths and science. You know, proper stuff. What phrasing? What did I say? Might you ever do a video on your home country? Yeah, I have a New Zealand ASMR planned. When I can get around to it. When is a full singing ASMR video coming? Asks Lucy. Never. No, actually, I have a character planned that is based around a singer. Not a singer that you know, not a singer that exists, but based around a singing type. Liam. Bastard. Okay. Starling. I heard an ad for a sleep aid ad in the narrator or narrator, however you want to say that. Sounds totally like you. Can't remember the name of it though. No. I need to find my voice doppelganger. When you think of it, please let me know, Starling. You should consider acting. You would be amazing. Very kind of you to say. I'm not sure that I see myself. And when I say I'm not sure, I don't see myself as an actor. And I never want to be an actor, to be honest. I love creating escapism and immersion into other worlds. And I do what I can to facilitate that. But if I could phase myself out of my own channel and work with more talented actors and just direct, then I would do that in a heartbeat. You know, I don't need to be an actor. But thank you. And you know, and I say that I'm going to keep acting, obviously, because that's just sort of, you know, the gig that I'm in. And I'll get better. It's the nature of this sort of stuff that you just do it and you improve. So, such a grammar school lad. Yeah. I really respect how intimate the relationship with your subscribers feels. Something you really find on YouTube. Well, thank you, Revenge Gaming. I appreciate you saying so. I try and chat to people. I sometimes find more and more as your channel grows, and I'm, lucky enough that the channel is growing thanks to you brilliant people. It's easy sometimes to feel like you're losing touch with the people that are not paying your wages, because I very transparently don't necessarily make much money on YouTube, but the people who are your viewers. And I never really want to feel like I'm out of touch with them. So these streams are a great way to cover a lot of ground and talk to a lot of you lovely people. So thank you for watching. Again, I appreciate you guys a lot. I have to say, your Unlimited Short is my personal favourite when it comes to your creations. Thank you. I love that. Each video has attracted, all of these people, all of you people are saying different videos are your favourites. That's really, really cool. I guess it's to be expected, but, lovely to hear all the same. Buckley bass covers. You're going to have to leave. Well, thank you so much for coming. Where are you from? I'm from New Zealand. What do you think about the style of cyberpunk, like Blade Runner or even Cyberpunk 2077? I love it. Blade Runner is amazing, obviously. And I will one day do a cyberpunk video when I can decide the best sort of narrative vehicle for me to do it in. It's a great aesthetic. I love neon gels, as you might be able to gather. So, one day. I've wanted to do a neon noir thing like Blade Runner for ages. Tippy tappy. Gonna pop to the shop and... Sorry, sirens. Gonna pop to the shop and grab a drink myself, so I'll be listening, but not chatting. You'll be missed. All of your chat so far. Please come back and please chat. I do miss my Liam. Please don't become a limelight actor. You're talented, but it's so much better to make your own content less stress than to follow someone else's direction. Yeah, Priscilla, I mean, I'm not at risk of ever doing that. Like, I never want to be an actor. I was on stage when I was at high school. And of course, when you're in high school and you're with, a bunch of other actors doing a musical or whatever, it's fun. And it's led to me directing and producing. And, I work in theatre. But I work with actors. I've met many, many, many actors. And I know that I don't want to be one. Let's just say that. And this is no disrespect to any actors out there. Because, you're a brilliant breed. And no two of you are the same. And I have many actors as friends and many actors whom I desperately, desperately respect. But it's enough for me to know that I don't want to be an actor. Okay. Neon noir, cool, says Starling. Yeah, that would be cool. But as I say, it's a cool visual. I know how I would do it, and I know that it would look the part. But I just need to think of a sort of appropriately sci-fi driver for that video, if you know what I mean. Because as you'll know if you've seen my stuff, I love a story. I love a hook. I love a sort of narrative intrigue. I'm unfortunately never going to be one of those people who, again, no disrespect, because they're a lot of the videos I watch the most, but I'm unlikely just to do like a tapping on a wooden object video. It just doesn't feel very me. What kind of camera do you use? Do I have it around here? Probably not, actually. I use a Canon 5D Mark IV, which is my photography camera. How do you think that would go, directing ASMR? How do you think the transition would go as lockdown eases and the community can converge from personal production to grander scale? I think having people in my studio and making videos with people in the room would be interesting and fun, because I think ASMRtists and many YouTubers in general aren't necessarily used to shooting with other people. We do collabs every once in a while, but it would be a different sort of experience. So I'm well up for it. CC, when are you going to get yourself one of those director's chairs, though? I have one in my studio, rather embarrassingly. You said you were a graphic designer. Are you going to keep up with that? And if so, any tips for aspiring graphic designers as myself? Yeah. To briefly repeat myself, as I said earlier on in the video, and I think I said it in my interview video as well, just make stuff. Just make as much stuff as you can, figure out how to make the things, and then make more things. Figure them out through YouTube and tutorials online, and just you will get better through making things. I think why I'm challenging myself with the things that I'm doing on my channel is that I'm trying to learn things. Like I didn't know how to video composite from green screen or whatever prior to The Gentleman, but I wanted to challenge myself to do so, and I taught myself, and it's been really rewarding. So set yourself challenges, make stuff. Where are we? Would you ever consider doing a channel membership for the streams? Me being me, I'm reluctant to put too much pressure on myself to deliver certain things. I have a Patreon where I occasionally do sort of exclusive content, but more it's a platform for me to interact with people who want to support me, which is great. But I'm reluctant to sort of do any sort of subscription where I need to have some sort of schedule, or where I need to sort of bash out things on demand, because I know myself well enough to know that I would fall short of that, and I don't want to ever feel like I'm letting people down. That's why I'm unlikely to ever have a upload schedule here, because the things that I do just unfortunately take the time that they take. They are big editing jobs, and sometimes, Man on Train rendered for 28 hours, and I have like a beast of a computer. So, yeah. David, I just saw the Man on the Train video. Genius, awesome, no words, man. Other level. Thank you, David. Your 1890s video gave me an idea that you would be great for. What do you think of a time traveler which visits different time periods? I mean, it's a great idea. It's a fantastic idea. It's something that I'm struggling with constantly, because this list that I have with all my ideas in them are very high-minded, ambitious ideas, and really people just want to fall asleep to something simple. Obviously, people watch ASMR for different reasons. I watch ASMR to be entertained and to get crazy tingles, but some people want to just, relax. Some people want to fall asleep. Some people want to This, all sorts of different reasons. And I've sort of analysed Man on Train, and I can see why people just can debuzz to it. So while I love the idea of a video where I'm sort of jumping between different time periods, it's possibly too much. Well, don't know. It's going on the list. Let's just say that. Where do you find your music for that jazzy collaboration video? Are we talking about Sleep City? That was a YouTube music library one. Where are we? Cat Bailey ASMR. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the chat a new ASMR legend. Cap, Bailey. Everyone, round of applause for Cat Bailey. Cat Bailey is a legend. Alright, where are we? And ASMR Weekly. Weekly. ASMR Weekly. Guys, too many legends in the chat. Thank you, ASMR Weekly, for coming. Where are we? Who inspires you? Asks Travelling Teachers. I'll be honest. Loads and loads of very astute people on my Man on Train video commented that I have a style that bears a certain similarity to Atmosphere. It's an Atmosphere, the ASMR creator. And I would go as far as to now say that she is a pretty big inspiration for me. I love the approach to her videos. They are the exact sort of fantastical and whimsical that I want to capture. Atmosphere in name and in content. ASMR Weekly, the video in the train was awesome. Thank you, bro. In fact, I saw one of your Harry Potter videos, and I know that we've used, in fact, the same photography for that. So, you're a man of excellent taste. Man on Train was like the most perfect match of your production genius plus pure ASMR heaven. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate that, mate. It's certainly my most ASMR-y video, looking back on it. Guys, Articulate Designs in the chat. Matt, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Yeah, ASMR Weekly. Yes, lots of rendering, and rendering is usually a pain in the ass. And I've got like this massive iMac Pro thing that should be able just to like link it. But here we go. Matt, I've only actually watched one of Atmosphere's videos, but it was amazing. Yeah, Atmosphere, like, they just must take her so long to make. I mean, in one of her videos a few months ago, she cast herself as, it may seem familiar, but cast herself as several of the characters and played like a giant bird and played like a maiden on a ship and puts herself in, and creates these amazing environments. And they're utterly transporting. And I think that's what I want to do. I want to have this, create beautiful worlds that people can escape to. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. A Plague Doctor. Hey there. I just joined in to thank you for your amazing Man on Train. Thanks, A Plague Doctor, for coming to the stream. Hannah, so is this where all the cool ASMRtists hang out? Apparently. I feel very lucky. But there are certainly many cool ASMRtists here. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure you and Relaxing Male are the same person. Spoop. That, I think, is doing me too kind a service. Relaxing Male is the most wonderful man in the world. To the people who gave you the thumbs down, who hurt you? I haven't even seen the people who given me a thumbs down. ASMR Jeremiah, why must you bring me down? I'm joking. People can thumbs down all they like. All interactions great, right? Rendering is most likely CPU heavy, isn't it? Yes, you would think so. And SSD heavy, yeah. I mean, I felt atmosphere, ASMR had so much to do with atmosphere, the visuals and the sounds of the ambient. I mean, ASMR Weekly, if a few people in the chat didn't know, is one of the absolute kings of creating atmospheric videos. Sir, you do such a wonderful job. It was a comment. One of the sort of detracting comments from Man on Train is that the train sounds could have been louder, and I certainly take that point. I was trying to find a delicate mix, but yeah, I agree. Having a sort of, when you're going to sleep or something, being properly transported to a place does involve ambient sound, not necessarily complete silence. But pardon me. Lucy just retracted a message. No, I know she did, and I want to know what that message was. What Articulate Design is very good at doing is having a train video or a plane video that starts with plane or train noise, then putting headphones on someone and cutting that noise out so that his voice is the prevailing thing in the video, and you get tingles from it because it's soft-spoken voice. And you don't get tingles necessarily from the ambience of a train carriage. But there's a delicate mix to be found. And we're all trying to find it. Alexei, okay, I'm wasted. We all agree that I shouldn't be here. You seem like a good guy. I'm out of bands. Good. Do you play any instruments? I mean, I sort of have played piano in my time, and I sing. Would I ever consider an Atlas roleplay, like the Mythological Titan? Yeah, of course I would. Again, it's about creating something realistic, and I have all these very big ideas. It will take a long time to create. But YouTube is the curse of YouTube is that you need to bash out content weekly. Sometimes I don't have time to make a huge Mythological Titan roleplay or video, but one day. What Articulate Design is good at doing is ignoring Lucy's messages all day. Yeah, because he's in a mood. Oh, poor Matt. That doesn't sound like you at all, Matt. Why would you do that? I just completely cannot relate. I'm very sorry to hear that, Lucy. Give him a good slap, I reckon. Okay, Mariam, I have to go because you're very sick and tired and not coronary. Well, that's fantastic news, and thank you so much for coming. He's got a family of cats to look after, Lucy. Yeah, Matt, can you stop ignoring Lucy, please? That would be handy. You sing. What's your voice type? 3 guesses. It's baritone or bass baritone. Sing for us. No. We'll save the slap for you. Don't worry. What have I done? Who are your favourite musicians? I have loads of favourite musicians. If anyone here hasn't seen Tom Misch, please go check out Tom Misch. Matt. Question. I'm curious, what inspired you to take the step away from your far more simplistic videos, though equally delightful, to cinematic genius we are seeing now? Thank you, Matt. No, I never actually intended it. I think that the storytelling videos were actually probably no less time consuming because I sat there and had to animate frame by frame these animations. And so they were actually hugely time consuming because I didn't have a fast way of doing that. It was the turning point for me was the collab that I did with Liam and Seb, Tippy Tappy and Sign ASMR, when we did our You've Got This collab, which was the first time that I'd done a collab on my channel, and that made me really want to do another creative project. sort of, I was not creative project, like a project where I sort of creative directed a team, or like a series of people, and sort of, with a common creative vision. And that's what led to The Gentleman. I after You've Got This, I messaged Tippy Tappy ASMR, and I said, "Hey bro, what do you reckon about a collab with a bunch of dudes in suits?" And it's sort of like a gangster Guy Ritchie sort of thing, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. And he was like, "Yeah, sounds sick." Then I approached Sign. Then I approached Matt and Muzz and all the rest of them. And then The Gentleman sort of happened. And it started off in my head with a sort of more stylistic sort of bent to it, but became very cinematic. And then I guess people responded well to it, people saw it, and we enjoyed making it. And I sort of went after that. Okay, people want to see this from me. I enjoy making this. Why not? And so ever since that, I've gone down the route of the, I wouldn't call them role plays, because, they're not me sort of acting out necessarily a service or a familiar character, or cosplaying someone, familiar. I'm sort of just making weird stuff. I don't really know. God, I need to pee so bad. How do you pee on streams? Can you pause the stream and run away and pee? Because that would be epic if I could. Wait. Who have we got? Hey, Oopsie Daisy's here. Hey, Haley. Do you do this while sitting in your director's chair, sipping wine and wearing a suit? That's me. You know it. Tippy Tappy, still the best thing I've ever been a part of, honestly. Thanks again, Ollie. Bro, thanks again to you. To be honest, I just, it wasn't me. I just got the best people for the job. The best directors are the ones who cast well. It's not a quote. Thomas is great. Jordan Rake too. Agreed. Amber Mark. Check out Amber Mark. You can act out a service anytime you like, mate. That's high praise from Articulate Design, who is the service roleplay king. Creative Calm. Go pee and get more beer. Okay. I'm going to go pee. Back in 1 minute. Sometimes I really wish that I decided to do a non-ASMR stream, because this would be quite fun if I could be a little bit louder. Okay, where are we? Thanks for letting me be, guys. Everyone ever going to do a collab with Ryan ASMR, the legend? Yes, is the answer to that. He doesn't know it yet, but yes. In fact, he does know it. Yes. Okay. Where are we? ASMR Shortbread, hello. Thank you very much for coming. Wait, he took it literally. Ha ha ha. Atlas is too innocent. I am. I'm so easily corrupted. I've become so self-conscious about my hair since someone earlier in the stream told me it was shit. This is why I'm not cut out for this life. Not because I'm necessarily insecure, but because I see people on the internet as like, you know, I'm not used to trolls in my life, you know. Start Twitch streaming. Oh, bro, Matt, we need to talk Hearthstone. Well, no. 1, I need to get into Hearthstone. Then 2, we need to chat Hearthstone. I hope you told them their face was shit. No, I'm the kill 'em with kindness type. And you see trolls in the comments who are like, oh, why didn't you do this better? I'm just kind of taking on board, right? I mean, Atlas is the ASMRtist for the ASMRtists. Thank you, ASMR Shortbread. Too kind. Creative Calm, get your wig out, mate. That was last weekend. I got far too drunk last weekend. Don't get into Hearthstone. I just want to be Matt's best friend, to be honest. And whatever's going to make that happen, I'm game for. What are you drinking? Budweiser. I'm going to pull a Creative Calm and get completely smashed. If anyone didn't see Creative Calm's Halloween stream, it was good vibes. Will there be new close whispering videos on the channel? No. I'm sorry to say. I'm not a whisperer. I'm just a grumbly talker. Sorry to be a simp, but you're gorgeous. Oh my god, I have a simp? Thanks, Anna. Bro, we're going to stream Among Us together. Sign. I still haven't played Among Us. I feel like I've sort of missed the boat on that one. The beer makes good sounds. I'll do a beer trigger video. How many beers until you get Lucy level drunk? I don't think I do get Lucy level drunk. I think that's just a Lucy thing. As you well know, Lucy, probably drink enough beer to have a reasonably high tolerance by now. Don't get me wrong, in probably like half an hour I'll start slurring and probably have to leave. But I don't know if I want to get Lucy level drunk either, because it looked a little bit painful the next day. You're going to start deleting drunk tweets soon. I'm unlikely to start drunk tweeting, to be honest. Not least because I hardly sober tweet. Fucking hate Twitter. America's piss. Yeah, I mean, again, I've apologised for my cheap taste in beer earlier in the stream. Do you have any drinks liquors that can never drink again because your night will be cocked up? Yeah, gin. I can't touch gin. I haven't been able to touch gin since I was like 18, 17, because I had a particularly bad night on gin. I think everyone has one of those alcohols, right? Tell me in the chat who's had a really, really, really horrible night on a particular alcohol and just can't drink it again. Rachel's still here, giving people warnings. Yeah. Control yourself, Tippy. Mum's in the chat. That cushion is getting a lot of airtime. It certainly is. The stream's about me, cushion. Stop upstaging me. Touch Jim instead of gin. No, I would touch Jim at every opportunity I get. Rachel, stop hissing at everyone in the chat. Censoring and hissing at everyone. Can you send me your thumbnail, Rachel, please? Stop hissing at me. It's my stream. I love you. Rachel, you're the best. Okay. Beach Whispers, bloody hell. Mine is rum. Yeah. And absinthe. Yeah, I've had bad nights on all these things. Jägermeister, yeah. But for some reason, it's just gin that I can't do. Haley, don't hiss at me, hiss at Ollie. Any plans for the holidays, Atlas? It's funny, we don't call them the holidays. I guess it's an American thing because you have sort of Thanksgiving, and I guess like things like Hanukkah back in New Zealand aren't really a thing. Statistically, we have more sheeps than Jews in New Zealand, which is quite the stat. But it means that we don't really call them the holidays. We call them we sort of call it Christmas, which I guess isn't really that inclusive of the many cultures we do have in New Zealand. But hey ho. Morgan Spiced rum, I absolutely freaking love, but completely understand why one can't do it. Amy K's here. Amy K. I'm blushing. Guys, Amy K recently hit 100,000 subscribers. She now has a real life check mark next to her name. Look at her. She's verified and everything. Guys, number one celebrity, Amy K, ASMR, is in the chat. Chat. Amy, famous, K. Amy K, resident celebrity. Thanks so much for making time in your very busy schedule to come and hang out. Tippy tappy, gotta run. Have a fun time, everyone. Keep coming. Ollie, thank you very much, Tippy tappy, for coming. I love you. Long time. What's your poison for getting happy drunk? Probably beer is my poison for getting any type of drunk. I do like wine, but wine tends to get me it's after a night drinking red wine. I tend to sort of lose my ability to talk pretty quickly. Do we have a Katie ASMR in the chat? We do too. There we go. Priscilla, don't like to drink. Never got to the point where you can't remember a thing. It's a good way to be honest. We will all behave, Rachel. I will report on anyone misbehaving in this very wholesome stream. Rachel, Lucy's asking to be spanked. Rachel, are you still here? Damn it. Okay, I'll report to Rachel after. ASMR Weekly, thank you very much for dropping by. You're a legend. Fiona Morris, what's up? Good morning to you. I believe you're in Australia. Oh, I missed that side of the world. God damn it, you're going into summer. It's fine. CC, you don't want me to drink red wine. Like when I say not be able to speak, it's not like in a fun way. It's in like a mute way. Very important question. Is the virus on Man of the Train hinting COVID? I mean, it's not hinting COVID. It is COVID, but it's a different form of COVID, isn't it? The influenza of 1890 it was a different sort of COVID. So yes, but I wasn't making it up. It's in the newspaper. It happened. Ladies and gentlemen, Scottish Undertones, aka Muzz ASMR, is in the chat. Kia ora to you, my liege. I have more rights than Lucy and Matt, apparently. Huh? Isn't it morning in New Zealand? Where are you? Asks travelling teachers. Yes, possibly I've confused this point in the past. I am a Kiwi, but I live in London. I rather wish I was in New Zealand right now. Just watched your Ducky Storytime videos. Your little animations are so heckin' adorable. Are you into animation at all? Asks Secret Agent Pasta. Thank you. And the previously present Handsome Joe, or rather Whispering Joe, as he's known in the chat, would have loved to have heard that, because it's his story. Am I into animation? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fantastic sketch artist, but I love that story. That probably sounds quite nice. Who is it that does the beard scratches? Tom, Relaxing Male, and also Jeremiah. Where are we? Plot twist, Ollie is the man on the train. He's just a vampire. I like that theory as well. All of the theories. Who knew that man on the train would have so much? I mean, the comments are brilliant. I love them. They're just full of these fan theories and fan fictions of Grant Worthington, what he did and who he was talking to, where he'd come from and what he was about. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Rowan, I wish I could give you a big hug, Atlas. Rowan, I wish I could give you a big hug too. I'm usually a pretty tactile dude. You know, I'm a hugger. And COVID has prevented me being my true self, taking my true form. Talking to Amy because she didn't get censored for saying spank. No, I'd never have Amy censored for saying spank. It's so much power. She gets the tick, and suddenly she's overcome with entitlement and power. Amy, control yourself. What brought you to London then? Well, I came from New Zealand with a travelling troupe of theatre makers, and we went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with an immersive zombie show. I love all the spank chat too, to be fair. And with this immersive zombie show, we performed at the festival and sold out very quickly, and were effectively bought by a production company in London. And we transferred our show to London and performed it in London. Rowan, thank you so much for donating. You're a legend. And that was rather thrilling for a bunch of tiny Kiwis to have a show bought that we were effectively performing on the West End. So that was really, really cool. And that's what brought me to London. The rest of them went home, and I stayed because I found something of a lucrative career in theatre and arts and entertainment, creative campaigns. So that was really cool. But I was a producer of that show, and so something of a theatre maker. And I am sure that feeds into what I'm making now in a small way, because I love creating interesting worlds that people can sort of interact with. ASMR is brilliant, man. ASMR is brilliant in that I've spoken about this in a few panels, but ASMR, you get to, the viewer, you guys, are the main character in the show, in what we're creating. And that's epic. It allows for such immersive storytelling. And having produced an immersive show, you crave this level of captive audience, and it helps that we're creating something relaxing, creating something that you want to get lost in, unwind with. So, I don't know, it's all cool, man. Jeremy J. Oh, thank you so much for the little donation, Jeremy J. I appreciate you a lot. There is more JD to be drunk, so high and by. Legend. When was the moment you knew you wanted to do video editing? My only angel. I'm not sure that I do necessarily want to do video editing. That's not why I do this. I don't not enjoy it. It's perfectly easy for me to get into a sort of flow zone and just be creative for several hours. But I don't know. It's about the concept for me. It's about the the idea. Hope that doesn't sound too wanky. Like, I don't like something like the Grand Atlas. I didn't create because I want to go. I want to do loads and loads of editing. I wanted to tell a bit of a meta story, and editing was the vehicle for that. So first ASMR film, Amy Kay. Well, you would have to be my co-director with that. Please. Thanks for coming, Ipsy Daisy. Loved having you here. Goodbye. Talk to you soon. So, how did they all end up going home, but you ended up basically reshaping the entire world via ASMR? Mad. This beer's going down easy now. It's interesting, because ASMR, I immediately latched onto. I say immediately. I immediately knew I wanted to do it, and I've been one to act on instinct all my life. And then with the gentleman, I sort of something clicked in my head where I went, you can literally make anything with ASMR. Like, you can make literally any single video you wanted to. And I sort of put that to the test with the, for myself, with the ASMR fighting game. Because, a fighting game and ASMR are sort of polar opposite things, in a sense. And I wanted to see if you could make a fighting arcade game, relaxing and tingly. And it was fun. And I think I proved to myself that you could just make anything. And people would go, yeah, that's ASMR. Which in my head puts it at the most creative platform, creative genre, medium, and the internet. Because, like, if I was to release Sleep City or a noir film to YouTube tomorrow, no one would watch it. Why would you? But, because it's ASMR, people can relax and people can lose themselves into the thing that you've created. And I just think it's really powerful. Anyway, Cece, London is clearly better with you. Crystal Ball, ASMR. Oh my god, you are holding back on how amazing you are. Lockdown over, I hope you can do more producing in theatre so I can come and audition, lol. Unfortunately, I've put down my producing hat for the time being because I'm rather enjoying the life that I do hold as a sort of organizer of, designer of creative campaigns, which is my wanky way of saying that I'm a poster designer for theatre and film and stuff. Where are we? Oh my god, the chat's jumped ahead. Okay. Sign. Because of the flattery, I'm making an executive decision. You're in the movie. Congratulations. Of course Sign's in the movie. Sign's like the main character of the movie. We need the sex appeal. Sign ASMR, sex god. Sex god. Sex god. Honestly, I love that about ASMR. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, newsflash. I want all of you to pay attention to this. Matt has just replied to Lucy. That's pretty cool. She was naked and afraid. Yeah, I've watched your donuts ASMR roleplay, Matt, more times than I care to admit. Des Fly, which ASMRtists are you watching on a daily basis? Well, there are the ASMRtists that I love listen, personally love, and therefore support. So I watch Crinkle Lovin', who was one of the most creative forces in this community. Articulate design, I've long championed. Articulate design is one of the ASMRtists I think I've watched the most. I've watched Creative Calm ASMR constantly. I watch Phoenician Sailor. I watch Atmosphere. I watch Ryan. I watch Ephemeral Rift. I watch Zeitgeist. I watch ASMR Jeremiah. If Sign ASMR would release a freaking video, then maybe I'd watch Sign ASMR. Amy K ASMR. Tippy Tappy ASMR. Sign ASMR. Maya ASMR. Sleepy Kitty ASMR. When Chris ASMR used to make videos, I watched Chris ASMR. Cat Bailey. Cat Bailey is obviously one of our new wunderkinds. Cat Bailey and James Matthews, actually. James Matthew and Cat Bailey are two phenomenally talented guys who I'm sure I'll make cool things with in the future. Muzz, do you want us to call you Muzz still? Scottish Undertones? Bro, did you know that your channel is now bigger than the New Zealand DF channel? What's DF? NZDF. What's NZDF? I did not. That's crazy. Tony Stark is in the chat. If anyone hasn't seen the amazing Iron Man roleplay that Crinkle Lovin' and Chris ASMR did, it's insane. Insane. I think that was before I did The Gentleman as well. And I was like, this is what ASMR can be. Again, I was a bit of a newbie at the time, but I did really have a click moment around that time where I was like, you can just make anything. What's going on? Your acting, performance, and artistry is amazing, by the way. It's very helpful to enjoy life from a creative perspective. We love you. Keep being amazing. Oh, my angel, thank you very much. You watched Jim, surely? Yes, sorry. I mean, that was a very non-exhaustive list, and I always shy away from making those lists. So many people say, who do you watch? Because I watch so many people day to day. And Jim is up there with Matt, with one of the people that I've watched the most. It's interesting now because Jim and Matt are people that I would now consider friends, and in fact I've hung out with Jim in real life, and but I still watch the hell out of his videos, and I've fallen asleep to him more than once. Last time, ever considered putting lo-fi in the background to respond if you agree? Where? What? I don't actually know what that means. Revenge gaming. Dylan McDanger. Dude, Cap is killing it out there. Dude, Cap is absolutely smashing it. Cap is just one of the examples of like a real star child, just like nailing his thing, you know. It's been so good to watch. Cap's amazing. New Zealand Defence Force, bro. Oh, sorry, brother. It doesn't always have to be about Jim. No, but I do love Jim. In fact, maybe we should spend the rest of the stream just talking about Jim. You are bigger than the New Zealand Navy, Air Force and Army combined. Muzz, don't say these things to me, bro. I mean, can my head get any bigger? Rimchi, Crinkle Oven, don't make me all hot and heavy while I'm streaming in front of 175 people. Atlas from Paladin's roleplay. I have no idea who he is, sorry. When did the shots and dancing start? Well, the dancing stopped when this stream started, which is rather jarring when you go from very loud music to then very quiet, talking to yourself talking to other people, but there's no one else here. Do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? I do. In fact, I've watched that whole show maybe 3 or 4 times. It's amazing. We love Jim. How can one not love Jim? Jim is the best. Yeah, if I was surrounded in gyms right now, I think basically that would be the best stream. Gymberly. Can we just simp for gymless? Gymless. Yeah, Rachel? Gymless. Gymless. Or atchy. Rachel, no bottom talk, please. When Rachel starts the bottom talk, Atlas needs to politely excuse himself. Yes, Jim and Tinglesmith are actually the reason I found you. Tinglesmith. See, this is why I don't make lists, because my favourite people do not make the list when I've had 3 pints. Tinglesmith is also a legend. He was in the housemate vaunted video. And you all must check him out. Everyone has a hotch for Jim. I know I do. I know Sign does. I know Amy K does. I know Lucy does. I know, many people in the chat have the hots for Jim. I would ship Gymless, to be fair. Or Atchi. We've seen Fly the Conchords. It's the New Zealand Defence Force, 3 Kiwis and a dog. See, that's all I need. I just need a Kiwi ASMR partner right here. And we could be the sort of Flight of the Conchords of ASMR. I'm hating that I just describe myself in those terms, because the Fly of the Conchords boys are geniuses. Geniuses. Tinglesmith lives 20 minutes away from you. I thought he lives in fucking Seattle. What? I want to live 20 minutes away from Tinglesmith, and you. I keep calling him Jinglesmith because of his Twitter name. 6 pints are needed minimum. Yeah, why would Tinglesmith hate anyone because you're Jewish? You need a collab between Spike and Enrique. Ask Crinkleoven about that one. Spike's cool, man. I like playing Spike. Rachel just needs to give me more lines. Why do you hate me so much, Rachel? The thunder from down under. Hello, my little koala bear. Apparently Rachel lives in Seattle. I thought you lived in Washington. Why am I so confused? Why am I maybe I just don't know America very well. I probably don't. Seattle's in Washington, that's why. I knew it as I said it, that I was going to get immediately dragged through the mud for that. So... what happened? Does anyone know what happened to Jessica Alba's ASMR channel? I love this, by the way. I'm much more keen to read just what's happening in the chat than actually talk. Why are people looking at me when we could just be reading the chat? You don't call it England, you say London. Yeah, but England's a... Okay. So, Alexander. the king among men himself. Thank you so much for your donation. You're the best. Boop. ASMR. Did a cute famous brunette disappear from ASMR? What? Can someone tell me if they've bought a PS5? Has anyone been able to buy a PS5? I want to keep reading the chat, but I remember that people are trying to watch me, which is bizarre. Cute famous brunette disappear from ASMR. You mean Jessica Alba, I presume. They did. They did, CC. So Amy K's got that now. It's Amy K versus the rest of the world. Matt, please get one. I need one. I don't have time to play one. But I want one, you know. I want one because other people want one. I'm a magpie. But I also want to play the new Spider-Man because you haven't used controllers in so long, though. Well, you must, so we can make a controller sound video. I've made too many controller sounds video now. Considering I said I'd never make a trigger video, I've now made 2 controller sounds videos. Just bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Don't need no PS5 for that. I hope you enjoy it. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Cat Bailey has found mixed things about Valhalla. I'd be interested to know what you thought of Valhalla. Shadowlands. So, Amy K and Articulate Design play WoW. To be honest, I've never played WoW. WoW's not my jam. But I've been geeking out on the Shadowlands lore. I'm all about it. I've been watching all the cinematics. I've been watching all like the cutscenes. I'm in it for this story. Chris, you gotta go. Chris, bro, it's been so good to see you so briefly. Or rather not see you, but to hear from you. Hope you have a great day. Captain like it. Yeah, no, I know Captain like it. Matt, it would be your jam if you played it. Matt, I'm sure it would. I'm the type who's reluctant to get too stuck into a game because I know, like, when I went a couple of years ago, I bought myself a PS4 and I got really, really stuck into playing games. And I got addicted to playing games. But I realized that I don't need to be spending that time playing games. I mean, I accept that me frantically editing over a computer to produce ASMR videos, it's just a different sort of, like, hobby. And they're both equally valid and both equally fun. But, I don't know. It's a trade-off, you know. You've got to... Rachel is a cow. Did Rachel just type that about herself? Scrolls up. Water. Guys, this has been my longest stream ever. But it just feels like hanging out with my mates. Yeah, granted, Matt, I would make a little ASMR guild with you and Amy K inside WoW. Because that sounds awesome. CC. That appears to be still water. Exposing me in front of my peeps. Guys, that was a really, really loud, not ASMR-y alarm. But it's reminding me to do something that I wanted to do, which is something I'm going to do right now. Apologies while I very briefly ignore you guys while I do it. Holy shit. Weirdly enough, and I hate to boast on my own stream, Man on Train has got to like 100,000 views in like 3 days. Or like less than 4 days. That's pretty crazy for me. For little old me, that's pretty cool. I'm really sorry for that alarm, by the way. That was really, really horrible. That was Articulate Design says that was Atlar's agent calling. If only I was Avatar the Last Airbender acronym. Hashtag told you so. It's sort of, holy shit, you're a celebrity now. This is from Amy K, real life celebrity, everyone. Amy K, the biggest service that you have done me, Amy K, is you have completely addicted me to BoJack Horseman. It's incredible. I know Amy starred in the movie, and I know she's famous. Fiona Morris. That's what happened to Jim in his night video. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't actually properly engaged. I didn't know of Jim at the time of the night video, but I know of its success retrospectively, and I know that he sort of just like really just flew upwards from there. Yeah, I mean, I sort of have no growth goals in this, you know. I'm not out to make huge sub numbers, but it's cool, man. It's cool that 100,000 people have seen that video in 3 days. It's crazy. Celebrity K is my favorite Amy. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that photo of you and Amy being cute together in masks. I was rather jealous of both of you. Ren Woodard, you were so good as an historical gentleman. Thank you. I was lucky enough to have one of the props just sitting here waiting for me. It's pretty cool. I mean, smashing tables around now. Like, it's just cool. Stop being a Matt and accept you're amazing. Creative Calm ASMR, there's a lot of truth in that. I mean, I'm never one to sort of beat myself up. No, I'm wrong. I am, but it's yeah. Hey, no, I'm bad at this. Would love to see you do more historical inspired videos. Your voice and mannerisms are perfect for them. Yeah, maybe. I'm sort of worried about not capturing a particular period very well. You know, like I want to do like a, you know, sort of American speakeasy video, and I want to do like a 50s diner video, and I want to do like a 70s. I've loads of time periods I want to explore, but my own head freaks out about what if I don't get it perfect. So, with the right amount of planning, sure. Man on Train happened very on a whim, just through having the right sort of things collide at once. Matt, you're very good at this. Ollie, how does it feel addressing 166 people live? You're very, very good at picking people up. And I see it often in the community. I love you for it. Thank you, Lucy. You're my only friend, says Crinkle Love and ASMR. I've taken some offense, but that's okay. It's only 10 a.m. in New Zealand. No, I realise this. It's filling me with regret and sadness all the time. Matt is bae. Nick, I agree. Yo, what's that necklace? This necklace gets a hell of a lot of airtime. It's a New Zealand greenstone, jade. Please do a speakeasy vid, it would be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, again, I have loads and loads of these videos in the pipeline. And people like Atmosphere, Goodnight Moon, etc. The people who do sort of experiential, immersive, sort of world-building videos. You know, I want to do my own version of that. And the next video that you'll see from me, whenever I get it done, is very, very transporting in more ways than one. And that's the biggest hint. It's not a train. Matt, you keep meaning to do a steampunk video. I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. Articulate Design's First Class Flight is probably my most viewed ASMR video ever, for anyone interested. Rachel, you know what else is enormous? Yes. Atlas, I'm studying the Great Depression in Montreal in Canada. It was a hot spot for the nightlife before the stock market crash, so it would be really cool. I mean, all of these situations, that's the thing. The problem with ASMR is that you can make a video about anything, and in, creative world, there is a huge amount of freedom in a tight brief. I work as a creative type, and when you get a really, really tight brief, that allows you to really, really explore the hell out of that thing and create something amazing. But if you have the entire world to choose from, it's harder. If you can create any video in the world, that could potentially be an ASMR video. What do you choose?